Hello everybody, my name is Bubbles and welcome back. In today's video we've got a little challenge for you. Today we'll be playing as Spain, attempting to get ourselves a little treaty port from the Chinese Empire. Right, let's begin, shall we? Wait a minute. This is meant to be a HOI4 challenge, isn't it? Whoops. Right, I guess I'll be right back. Right, now that we're in 1936 instead of 1836, let's start that again, shall we? Right, hello everybody, my name is Bubbles Best, welcome back to HOI4. In today's video, we're doing a challenge run as Spain. Our challenge today is simple, but not necessarily easy either. We are going to try and get ourselves a treaty port out of China. But for the purposes of this challenge, Hong Kong, Macau and Guangzhouwan will not count. So, got it all to do, including my favourite thing in HOI4, the Spanish Civil War. Let's begin, shall we? First thing is also, obviously, we're going to be doing it via unifying the National Front. That's the only Spanish faction I believe I haven't done a video on, so that's going to be fun. So, Great Spain, obviously. Standard research, electronics and industry and the like, but I am definitely going to grab superior firepower sooner rather than later. And as well as radio, because of war being so soon. War is, though, on the way, so it's just going to be mills, I'm afraid. I'm sure some of you who like having civs are going to be screaming at me, but sorry. Note all these ships, we'll just build convoys for now. For the units that we have, all 17 of them, well, we'll put them in the north and exercise them. There we go. And hey, since we're actually going to use them, we can actually assign Franco and some nationalist generals today. Ain't that fun? You know what, this Jose is usually one of my favourite ones. That's his job. All into guns for now, we're going to definitely shift that around, but not so fast. Navy, all together, in Spanish Africa please. And the Air Force, all in Western Aragon and exercise yourselves. Right, now it's time to go to Speed 5, create an intelligence agency, and begin. Right, 16th of February and the Spanish election has happened. Only through the ashes of the Second Republic now can Spain be reforged. So for us, it's mostly going to be suppressing the strikes, and we're going to be focusing on distracting the AI while trying to get control of Eastern Aragon and Catalonia. Now, I have done enough Republican Spain AI games, not just AI games, just in general, that I know for a fact that the AI gets bonuses for this. The Republican AI, because of what the decision we have done, should not be able to challenge us in any meaningful way. And if they try, they should run out of political power. I get it, there has to be some competition here, but like, paradox. Just a few more days. Got Prima de Rivera speech for that. There it is. Spanish Civil War, and we just got Catalonia in time. Of course, today we're doing a United Nationalist Front. We will win that way. Right. I'll take the Alcazar first. I believe what that gives us is it skips Castilla or Spain if we do it quickly. Anyway, let's finally hire our spy, Madrid for now, and gather up this army. Our plan today is relatively simple. We're just going to win the war. But we are not going to be taking any volunteers today. Because the way I like to do the Spanish Civil War means that volunteers aren't useful, shall we say. And the volunteers have a tendency to win the Civil War for us. And I don't want that. So, no volunteers on the Nationalist Front today. And hey, I have access to all the generals today. Honestly, that's very cathartic. You know what? Emilio Mola, the director himself, will take the north, because obviously we need to do that to begin to unify the National Front. Because obviously, the last thing we need is a Carlist uprising. So of course we need to make sure we begin consolidating the north quickly and swiftly. But mostly it's a standard civil war. If you've not seen my Lend-Lease guide, I'll likely have it linked in the description below. This is going to be a long civil war, but we'll be fine. Let's begin, shall we? And there you go, we did it. There's the end of the Second Republic. Now that's kind of what I had in mind, so now we can use one of our generals to farm traits. Well, it looks like Muller's probably our boy today for that. Thank you, Italy. Now we're just going to do our standard Lend-Lease scams. Now's around the time to begin them anyway. Could I have done that much better with volunteers and the like? Almost certainly, but did that work out the way I was happy with? Yeah, I'd say that's fine. Also, we hire ourselves this industrial syndicalist so we can maybe flip ideology. But anyway, right now we're just going to be farming traits on the anarchists. Why? Because, well, I don't want to do anything else. The rest of the army will just go to the back lines and we'll do our standard, as I say, Lend-Lease scams. You know the sort I like to do by now, I'm sure. Damn it. Oh, well, we can finally do this. People demand it, we'll have a referendum in wartime. Unfortunately, for once, we don't actually get to see Prima de Rivera back from the dead. But oh well. Oh, I haven't seen Germany give artillery this late before. Wow! 4 artillery. You know what, I'll take it. And there we go, we've fused the parties, which ends the Carlists being a palpable threat to us. Very good. Very good. Now let's grab ourselves an expand conscription then. Fun fact, while the Spanish Civil War still rages, we have cores on all of Spain. So this is going to be very powerful for us. Some of you have asked about that, and that's how it works. Once the Spanish Civil War ends, we'll lose the cores on everything that rose up with the Republicans. So we'll have cores on like Catalonia, Eastern Aragon, but not Madrid. Annoying, but oh well, I guess it does show the Riquetes, no, not the Riquetes, the partisans, whatever, that did exist in Spain after the Civil War's end. Well, these are some pointless deliveries, but whatever. Time to finish up the Civil War, I'd say. Yep. Hit the button. Sorry, anarchists. We kept you around artificially anyway. And there we go. Whole end of the Spanish Civil War. Well, that was weird, but whatever. Anyway, time for us. What would be more useful for us? Let's do national recovery for the stability and the like. Anyway, we've done very well. I'd say we've got a lot of Lend-Lease. Now let's create our ideal division out of the Army of Africa. Dupe 1 infantry. Keep that. Add maintenance company and support artillery. There we go. Deploy those last little units. Pump out. There we go, and we'll change all of them over to this Army of Africa. Let's give them a new icon. Okay, the poor. Didn't intend to do that, but that will do. Everyone, change over. Perfect. We already have nearly 3 armies worth. So we'll get a few more out, so we get there. We will need, at my estimates, 33. But the rest can just exercise level 3, we'll do it to Shift K. Our national recovery begins, and now it's time for us to adopt the 26 points. After that, we'll reintegrate the Riquetes for the attack bonus, but after that, we're going all the way down to agricultural self-sufficiency because it is ridiculously overpowered. 6 civs, and it removes recovering from civil war. There's literally no reason not to do it. Of course, we could do it a little sooner, but I like that attack bonus and recruitable pop from the Riquetes. And the 26 points goes war economy and it's extended for free, so why wouldn't you do it? Right, we've integrated the Riquetes, and now we have the option of what to do next. Now, we could just join Japan if we wanted to and get involved with the Chinese War, or we could take the Allies. Right, let's prepare our naval invasion against Britain. What? Did you really think I wasn't going to do something like that? They're free pickings, the AI of Britain and France at this point. And it'll give us an easier leeway into China. Merely give us the treaty ports anyway, but like I said, they don't count for this challenge today. So, just extra at that point, isn't it? Germany declares, so we'll be ready to go soon enough. Right, it's now the 6th, and I think I'm ready to go, so we'll activate our naval invasions, because they are ready today. There they are. Navy on strike force. They're ready. Now, we can't join the Axis because war tension's too low. Well, that's lucky, because I can do that, do that. I'm in, cancel justification, asked to join war. That had no right to work the way that it did. Anyway, Italy, my request is that you help us too. The more distracted the AI is, the better for us. Oh, speaking of things that distract the AI, I completely forgot about naval bombers. Let's use some of them. Standard, use the UK for war score strategy today. One of my favourite strategies in HOI4, that is. We capitulated France. We've shattered their back line, while the Benelux still exists. that felt... Well, that's satisfying, I'll say that much. That was not... I mean, of course, you hope for the best when you do something like that, but you never know how it's going to go until you do it. I think that went well. Now, we have justified in Portugal, so I can take them. Now, like I said, though, they don't count if we take Macau, but, you know, having them in the peace deal, well, why not? War goals were cheap in that moment. With my stupid units taking things they aren't supposed to, I guess it's time to finish up. Oh well, the UK is still pumping out units to be fair, but let's also evaluate the fact that we have the majority of the war score now. So is there anyone else that's worth taking? Oh, that'd be a meme, wouldn't it, to take you? Actually, you know what, that could be funny to take the Turks down. We don't have a gantry way to them, unfortunately, though. Right, we're going to try and get Turkey in this peace deal before we finish up. So we'll do some punitive naval invasions against them, and as long as we hold a little bit of Turkey, I believe we'll take them. Right, landfall in Turkey, and have they lost troops? Yep, okay, time to finish up. Activate. We've got everything we could ever want out of this peace deal. And to be fair, we have 64% of the war score with very little participation. I'd say we've done very well. Is there anyone else we want to take down before we finish up? Probably not. And there you go, as anticipated, Turkey is in. First thing I'm going to do is going to take all states of Portugal bar one. We are going to be puppeting Portugal in Macau. There we go, beautiful. Oh hey, we can also take Sumatra and Java. I would definitely take that, but the rest is a standard peace deal. I'm going to be puppeting people, taking what I can, etc, etc. You should know the drill by now as well for peace deals. Do a lot of those too in this game. I took 130 states, Germany took 32, Italy took 6, Slovakia took 1. I believe this border gore that you see up here is a bit of an oversight. According to some people, these are the old state IDs for Cairo and Sinai. So what's happening is here is Italy is trying to take the Suez, but they can't do it. Anyway, this is what I did to free France. I mean Vichy. Vichy is now in a very broken focus tree. Why? Very simple. They can't actually do any occupation. So either one of the Free French are not broken. Don't worry, Portugal still exists. They now hold the legation cities themselves. That's all Portugal owns now. I've heard some nonsense about Vichy France being able to make itself free as a puppet, but luckily for once I don't think they will. Bhutan is mine. Also, I took most of Africa, most of Spain. Couldn't get Sri Lanka because Germany meaned me on it, but whatever. And we have a good puppet in the form of the British Empire that will eventually be able to core most of the British Empire. Right, and we're not done. Right, next we're going to build up our infrastructure around Indochina, and then we'll go for war with China themselves. There we go. We'll change them over to the Crown Division as that's our main standard. We should probably work on motorized so we can eventually get logistics companies, because that's going to be very helpful for us. Because China, if you don't know anything about fighting in China, I can tell you one thing for sure. Supply will be your biggest enemy. Japan is still taking a good time to get into China, so I think we could get some good amount of war score. I'm thinking that Hainan should be a treaty port. I think that'd be nice. So as long as we get a good amount of war score, I think we'll be okay. We're going to go for Siam if we can, so we can improve our supply. Right, it's time for the Battle of the S's. Siam versus Spain. Well, what do you know? We won. There we go, now we have a slightly better supply line. Time to prepare for our war with the Chinese United Front, which will be soon enough, but not too soon. Oh no, look what's going to happen here. Turkey's about to give itself a faction out of nowhere. Yay, logistics companies, and I forgot to build motorized because I'm an idiot. Luckily I have quite a lot of it already. Time to add logistics companies. I'll aim towards a 14-4, but I think I don't have enough XP to do that. But we'll begin our process of turning these into 14-4s, because that will clearly be better than the 8-1s that we have. Yep, they did it. Turkey, our own puppet, managed to take itself out of the Axis because Paradox didn't give Turkey's tree a check if Turkey's independent or not. You know, the least you could do is just give the damn thing a bypass. Don't need much XP now, so I think we'll do the Army of Africa model, change some of our infantry or whatever around, and then we'll be good. In the meanwhile, I'm going to annex Turkey so that this nonsense of the Covenant of the Mediterranean will end. Right, let's fill out our 14-4s. There we go. We'll change the first 3 armies, I think, over to them. We need more support equipment, so I'll just do the first 2 then. All in on support equipment, please. And to buy more steel to do so. And we'll give the 14-4s a different icon so you actually know who is who. You know what, let's give them the Raquete's old icon if we can find it. There they go. And they're the only elites now. Well, I think we've solved the support equipment problem. In the meanwhile, let's annex Turkey. There will be no Covenant of the Mediterranean memes, I'm afraid. Might be released later. We'll wait until our units are exercised back up to level 3, and then we'll be ready to go. So, what we're going to do... Sorry, but it's time for us to go. We can rejoin at any time. We're doing this so we can join this guy, Japan. I'm doing it so I don't accidentally get called into a war with them. Call me in, for goodness sake. Oh god, they're going to call me in against the US, aren't they? I hate you so much. Yep, calling me in against the US. I'm not that stupid, Japan. I'll just declare war on China myself if I must. Right, we're now at war with China, but no guarantee when the rest of the United Front will be called in, if at all. Surprisingly common where we have to pull off their borders to come in, but... well, no, we'll get cheap war goals very well. We'll just declare war on them all instead. Right, we can now begin our entry into Yunnan. Annoyingly, Guangzhou Clique has a Prince of Terror, but it's still just plus 30 days. Finally, the Guangzhou Clique is in. That means I can cancel the justification and just justify on someone else. Preferably Xinjiang. But now, our plan is obviously just gain war scores so we can gain our treaty ports. Simple as. And that's it. China has fallen. Very quickly too. Right, let's take our treaty ports out of the Guangzhou Clique. To be fair, I wanted Hainan to begin with, so that's going to be fine. Unsurprisingly, Japan takes quite a lot, but what can you do? I get it also. Territory's going to be linked up, but oh well, it's still a treaty port of a China. There, we've now made an encirclement of the Japanese puppet of Yan'an. Oh well. We could puppet Shaanxi, but why would we do that? You know what, Menguquo? That's my gift to you. You know what, we've taken killing more than our treaty port then. So, let's finish up the peace deal. We'd more like taking a treaty territory. Reorganized National Government of China. Long Menguquo, Manchukuo, who's trying to get Tibet. But most importantly for us, we have our treaty ports, as well as a few little other things. We can make this an actual port if we release some of our occupied territories around us. So you know what, let's do that. There, using some arbitrary stuff, we can now say this is our true treaty port zone that's based in Hainan. Just disregard the fact that we also have Greater Portugal in control of some of the former legation cities. You know what, let's make this a little cleaner. Let's release ourselves Siam, yeah, Pakistan. There we go, completely cleaned up all of this now. We can now say we got our only treaty port on our only way into China. Just disregard these little puppets of ours. Well, not Yan'an, that's Japan's puppet, but when we leave the Greater East Asia Code First, we fear that little puppet of theirs will be completely cut off. But hey, I think that was pretty fun. We, as Francoist Spain, went all the way from contender in the Spanish Civil War that didn't even have any support from, well, anyone, because we chose to be isolationists, because we're just completely arbitrary. Don't know who you're going to be inviting now, Turkey, but you know what, you do you. But this has been a pretty fun challenge. I know to some this isn't the hardest challenge, but that's kind of the point. I like to do fun challenges, and to be honest, this was pretty fun. We have, again, had fun, it was good to do. Leave any suggestions in the comment below for future challenges, guides, whatever. I'll probably do them with no setback releasing very soon. It's going to be fun to go back to guides. But until next time, everybody, this has been me, Bubble Zest, doing all of this nonsense as Francoist Nationalist Spain. But until next time, everybody, once again, from Bubble Zest, me. Goodbye, everyone. Or just goodbye.